That's better. All right. Get that tweet. And we're good, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everybody. Sly is getting himself the things he needs for the stream. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
See, Sly's here, too. He just sat back down. We're ready to talk about memes and dreams.
Yeah, we are.
Although I didn't get to do Hildebrand today.
Damn.
Don't be too disappointed in me, Sly.
Shucks. Oh no.
I know you were probably the first person to do them in the whole world, Sly.
Yeah. No.
In the whole freaking world. I know you're the biggest fan.
Oh yeah.
It's you're like a Hildebrand super fan, like Burn is a super fan of PvP.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I hated it or anything. I just haven't touched it in a while.
Like a super fan.
Yeah, super fan.
Could be super fly. What do you mean, nah? Oh, gotcha, La Croix.
Yep.
You can't hide that can from me. You look like you poured that in with something else, though. It was like dark.
No.
Oh, it's just a cup. Yeah, it's just a cup from TwitchCon.
Yeah.
I still have a TwitchCon like solo cup from years and years ago.
Yeah, that one. I don't think I got it. That was the one from San Diego. I think I didn't go.
I don't even know if that was from a TwitchCon. I feel like that was from PAX, like a PAX West at like the Twitch party.
Yeah, you might have been right.
Because I think that was my first PAX ever where Mel took those. Dude, those they're not like shitty solo cups. They're like...
It's like a hard-ass solo.
Dude, I couldn't break that thing if I tried. Huh. Alright. Oh, I just want to sleep. Just want to sleep, Sly. I just want to sleep on my bed with my new bed frame.
I mean, is it a special bed frame or anything? Or
it's just we haven't had a bed frame for the last year.
Really?
Yeah, the mattress has been on the floor for the last year.
Yeah.
Every time I want to kiss Mel good morning before I start my stream, I got to do some fucking squats to get down there. Get my leg workout nice and early.
Right.
And even then, I just like give up halfway and I'm just like, fuck it. I'll see you later. I'll kiss you later. Oh, man. I want to get back into Pyros. I want to get back in there. Finish getting my level progress. Oh. I need so many Pyros crystals. You need 150 for the first step.
That doesn't seem too bad.
I mean, it's not, but the first few NMs do not drop a lot of Pyros crystals. I think the most Pyros crystals you can get off a single NM is 20. And that's from the level 50 ones. Just means I gotta kill a lot of them. But now that everyone's starting to get to a higher level, the higher level NMs are gonna spawn a lot faster. So, not worried. I just want to get that first step done.
And thank God for Logos actions. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Thank God for what?
Logos actions.
Oh yeah, those things are fun. Are you using Skirmisher? Or are you using Remembered?
Well, for the time I had Tranquilizer because I was in the flame area.
Is that Backstep? What does Tranquilizer turn into?
Stun. It's a stun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So because I was in the like level 50 area.
A stun ain't gonna save you very much if one of those things aggroes you.
It actually did.
I don't know how you even survive long enough to land a stun. One auto attack and you're fucking dead.
I dodged an auto.
Oh my god. That's in the stun didn't save you. The dodging the auto saved you.
No. I dodged and then I stunned and then kept running.
That's too much bravery.
Yeah.
See, I just know how to dodge because like sound aggro, if you just walk past instead of running, then it reduces the aggro range. Blood aggro only aggro's low health, and then sight aggro just walk behind them.
And see, yeah, it's a no cast stun too.
Oh, it's ranged. Okay, so you left those details out.
Yeah.
I just need to get back in there, get more grinding done. I need it. I won't say I don't need it. I need it. I need more sprites. I need more logograms. It's my favorite cereal.
Free logo. As I was getting into the call, I was still in the party, but I was at like...
I know, I saw.
I was like...
You're in camp and you got a fucking logogram.
And as I closed out stream and everything, I was still in camp, still getting logograms. I'm like, can I just get out of the Eureka, please?
I mean, you can just leave. You didn't even have to go back to base camp. You could have just left.
Don't risk it. You never risk it. Never risk it.
What do you mean risking it? It's not going to let you leave if you're alive. If you're in the process of being attacked, you're not going to leave.
That's why I went to camp.
I just leave. I'm logo for logograms. I'm loco for logograms. There you go.
Can't get enough of them logograms.
I can't wait to see someone draw a cereal box for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there were a few server hiccups today. No DDoSing today, thankfully. No DDoSes. The servers didn't open up Skype to a number they didn't recognize. Gotta get me some logograms. Hey! Oh, God. It's gonna be a long show only because I'm so fucking tired. And the worst part is I'm not even gonna be tired after this I guarantee you I end up not being tired by the time we're done. So I can't even fucking go to sleep. I wouldn't even go to sleep because then I'd wake up at like 3 in the fucking morning. And then I'd have to start stream early. Thanks, Jengshi. Thanks, Akia. Hi. Dude, Cure L doesn't even scratch the surface of how many fucking... every time I saw L, I thought it meant large until like 5 hours in when I finally said it out loud. I was like, man, I wonder why there's no smaller Oh, L stands for logos, doesn't it? Was my exact thought. As soon as I said it out loud, I realized how fucking stupid I sounded. It was a pretty quick realization. I was like, wow, I'm fucking stupid. Thank you, Sada. God, Fortuna comes out this week too, Sly. I'm fucking aggravated that Fortuna is this week. Because I don't want it to be this week. I wanted it to be on the 20th when the Switch version launches. Because it's right after we get back.
I just want to get back to a normal fucking schedule. God, cons have just wrecked me.
You got one more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got Spyro this month too. I don't know. And I have Final Fantasy XI free login. I have Raid and Maple Story starting this week. It's too many things. Can't do it. Because I need my Garuda frame. I play 14. I can't pass up Garuda.
Never pass up the bird tits.
Can't do it. There's just so much time. 3 MMOs and then Warframe, which is not an MMO, but grinds like one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there's also Maxima for World of Final Fantasy. That was out today. I gotta play through 3 Spyro games. Oh well.
You say
Rather
that
have
like it's a bad thing.
What happened?
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay. I can't do that with my tonsils. Yeah, that. I can't do that. Just not capable of it. So, new hairstyle is Pyros, but you can literally, as long as you're in Pyros, if you could just spam the bunny fade over and over again to get the hairstyle on the mount. You can get the mount right at level 35 if you just spam bunnies, and you actually get a gold box. Spyro is just Pyro with the S at the beginning. It's just Pyros with the S at the beginning.
Spyro strap? Spyro strap?
Spyro is just Pyros with the S at the beginning. No, we were all pretty certain it was going to be lock boxes for Pyros for that hair. Just makes the most sense. All right, Sly, give the people an audio check.
Hi, people. This is an audio check. How you doing?
Is that going to be your speaking volume for the show? Can you give me your speaking volume for the show?
My speaky volume? Sure.
Yeah, your dude, my words don't work when I'm this tired. I need your speaky volume.
Yeah, this is going to be my speaky volume too. We're all tired. We're just old.
I am lit tired. Okay, take a nap. Then fire the missiles.
How come you can do all this special shit, but you can't go to fucking sleep? God, I love that.
What's that from?
Morgana reading Go to Fuck the Sleep.
Oh, God, I haven't watched it or listened to it. You told me about it last week, but I didn't. I did nothing with that information. I've got too many posts on my timeline of fucking KDA Akali from League of Legends because they made. I don't know if you know, League made a fucking K-pop song with G Idol.
No.
I don't know who Madison Beer or Jara Burns are, but they're in it too.
Okay.
So because I follow a lot of League people, all I've been seeing in my fucking timeline is stuff from the K-pop band that they made. And it's mostly Akali, who's apparently... I don't know who these people from G Idol are. It's someone named Soyoung. There's like Miyeon and like Soyeon and I don't know. It's just all K-pop. That's all it is. It's all my fucking feed has been is just K-pop. It's not a bad song, but I don't like K-pop. I haven't done... Sly's way ahead of you on Hildy.
Absolutely.
Way ahead of you. Don't worry. Alright, Sly. Let's channel our energy. I'm going to play the intro real quick just because it's probably going to shit out.
Okay.
Oh, it actually didn't shit out, which means now that it didn't shit out once, it's probably going to shit out on... Oh, no, it did shit out. There it goes. Okay, good. It did shit out. I'm glad I did that. Hey, thanks, Hasio and Black Capino. All right, Sly, are you ready to get started?
Yes, let's get it over with so you can go to sleep.
I doubt I'm even going to get to sleep, but yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of the Realm, your weekly Final Fantasy XIV podcast. This week, I thought I had a clever title for the show, and then Sly made it more clever. I was just going to call the title Pyros is Out, Litter Shit. And he's like, oh, I thought you were going to have something with memes in there. So now the title's Pyros is Out, Memes or Dreams, Litter Shit. We'll talk about Pyros. That's going to be the most of the show today. So let's do that, because that's always exciting. Anyway, I'm one of your hosts, Michael, Mr. Happy Pulform. Of course, joining me is Sly, a.k.a. Slythefox, a.k.a. Sly, a.k.a. Greyfox, a.k.a. you my boy, Blue. How you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good. Tired as well, too.
I didn't even mention being that tired yet.
Yeah, but we're both tired.
Yeah. I mean, I was streaming for like 12 hours, and then I ate, for lunch, I ate a dish with rice in it, so I got a little itis going right now.
Right.
Yeah, it was banh mi chicken over white rice. It's a good choice. Good choice.
Yeah, good choice, but you got the itis.
Oh yeah, I got mega itis. Got mega itis, mega headache, and I got Pyros on the brain. Because I hate to say it, but I kind of want to get back in there.
Never thought you'd hear that, huh?
Never thought you'd hear that. Huh? Yeah, I couldn't put it more accurately. So yeah, I mean, that's going to be the majority of what this show is about. I do want to eventually call attention to the activities that were unveiled for the FanFest, since that is next week. Finally, you know, it feels like we've been waiting forever, but we're well on our way. I already know what's going through Sly's head while he's thinking of the activities. There's one activity in particular I know he's thinking about very intently, and he knows that I'm thinking about it, and he knows that I'm thinking about him thinking about it. But we'll talk about that later, Sly.
Yeah, we will. Just why?
Why not?
Ahead of time. Why?
Why not?
We'll talk about it, but yeah.
Why not? All right. So this morning, servers came up like 45, 50 minutes early. It's pretty normal on off patches. Whenever there's not like a tombstone reset, they just wait for like weekly reset to pass, and then the servers usually come back up. So it wasn't too much of a surprise that it happened. And we pretty quickly got into Pyros. I don't know when did you get started? You only did 2 lockouts, so I'm assuming you just got started around your normal time.
About an hour early. I went and woke up, voted, and then came back and logged on. So
I see a little sticker.
Yeah.
You got it. Smiling. And very quickly, we began to unravel the mysteries of all the things we'd been hearing about Pyros. All the uncertainties, all the doubt. And thus far, we've come out with something that is... How do I want to put this? The most... Yeah, better, but Pagos is a pretty low bar for that, so I feel like we need a better... That's like, when something's at a 0, a 1 is better, right? Pyros isn't a 1. So I don't just want to say better. I want to say it's the most tolerable of all the Eurekas thus far.
It's bad that you had to say tolerable.
Well, I mean, there were some good positive points today where I didn't expect there to be positive points. So,
true.
But I'm still... Eureka is still Eureka, though.
Yeah, it is. And not a lot of negatives, though. If anything... I really only have one negative about Pyros.
I've done that so many times today because of...
I know.
Yeah. It's very easy. Pyros, Pagos.
only have one real negative. But otherwise, it's been mostly positive. I'll say this: the start to it was basically the start I had for Animos and Pagos. It was just you go in asking the usual questions because you join a group. You either have a group already together or you join a group when you get in there. You ask the usual questions. Where are we going? The fuck are we doing? Why the fuck are we here? Okay, now where are we going? Like, seriously, what the fuck are we doing? And we're doing turtles for an hour. So.
Can I get that as a quote for all of Eureka, please? Why are we here? What are we doing? Where are we going? Why are we here? No, really, where are we going? We're killing turtles for an hour. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much the beginning of all the Eurekas. I missed the beginning of Animos, but for Pagos and Pyros, I mean, yeah. You pretty much take what you remember of how the previous zones worked, and you try to apply it to the first places you want to visit. Some people also, data mine information about the fates, like the description, to try and figure out what level they are, what kind of monster they are, and to try and determine what kind of monsters we're going to have to kill. And I think that's where Pyros escalated a lot quicker than Pagos did on its first day, in terms of the amount of discovery that was actually accomplished by majorities.
Now, do you think that's because we're so used to the system already? We've done this 2 other times that we're just, we know what to do. This ain't our first rodeo.
Yeah, I'd say at least for trying to figure out NMs, like, you already know the first monsters that spawn NMs are going to be level 40. So you can just look at the pool of monsters that are level 40 and then just kill them. And then if people have been doing data mines, eventually it gets around, oh, this is an undead monster. So you go, okay, so we probably need to kill this. Let's try that. Oh, look, it worked. Now what level 41 monsters do we have available? What's the level 41 boss? Oh, okay, well, here's this. So, and that seemed to come together a lot earlier in Pyros, from my experience. I feel like we got off the ground running a lot more. Like, Pagos' first day was just... I was so just... I knew how I felt. Like, there were some things that I tried to say, oh, these could be positives if they were done differently, but they aren't being done differently, so they're not. It's the worst. We had a pretty negative show about Pagos when it came out.
We did.
Yeah, it was... let's just remind it was so bad. Everyone's like, I'm going back to Animos for the first 5 levels. Fuck this shit. I'm out. The first 5 levels of Pagos can suck my dick. I'm going back to Animos. Challenge log, NMs. Don't care. I'm going back.
And I only got like 3 levels out of Animos for Pagos. So I wasn't there for long, but still. Yeah,
that's embarrassing though, when it's like so not exciting that you go back to the old one because it's just more tolerable.
Yeah.
And Pyros, I almost made that decision. I almost went back to Animos just to do the challenge log before I even went into Pyros. And I'm glad I didn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad you didn't do that.
I'm very glad I didn't do that. Yeah,
you would have fucked up.
It would have been a pretty bad idea in retrospect because of just how efficient early Pyros was compared to early Pagos. So we got to hit on all the points. We obviously got to talk about Logos actions. We got to talk about the changes to the bunny fates. We got to talk about how all the buffs across all the Eurekas have kind of affected Pyros. We have to talk about spawning NMs. We have to talk about traveling around Pyros compared to Pagos, which we still don't know everything about, but we could probably wager a guess. And
I mean, we've been around. We've been around. I don't know about you, but we've been like, I've got I wouldn't say a lot. There are still a few places I haven't mapped out, but I've been places. I've seen things. I've seen things I don't want to see.
I know. I'm well aware of your adventures. You got to fight Batman and everything.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. All right. So let's start with the basics, because when you enter Eureka, you get hit with a wall of text, because they want to make sure you understand the Logos actions immediately. And you know what? At first, I was like, oh my god, why is there so much text? But then I thought back to the other Eurekas and how I was so upset about how little we interacted with like anything, even all the way through to level 35. And I was also fearing Logos actions were going to be like, we're going to have to wait until like, you know, maybe level 38 or level 40 to start using those. Because I thought back to Pagos where it was like level 27, I think you could start. Maybe no, I think 25 you could start using the kettle for the light. So I thought they were going to lock that system out for the first like 5 levels. And I was just going to be like, all right, it's going to be Pagos for the first 5 levels. And they don't. They give you a full explanation. They give you a free logogram so you can see how it works. It's Paralyze, which I thought would be a weird choice, but worked really well, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. What is it, a minute Paralyze?
It's a minute Paralyze on one target, you get 99 charges. And if you stick 3 Paralyzes in the thing, it becomes an AoE Paralyze for a minute, by the way.
Now, might be getting ahead of myself a little bit. The only downside, and this is my one downside to Pyros in general, is the fact that, you know, in the beginning I had a few Logos actions, and I was like, okay, I got the tank one. I can't remember the name.
Plate Bearer.
Thank you.
I'm very familiar with Plate Bearer by now.
Yeah, I just want to try it out and see. So I click on it, and then the Paralyze I had completely disappears. You don't get it back. Whatever, like what happens is, like, okay, say you have all 3 of your Logos actions in and you already have one act. You want to switch out to one, you will permanently lose the one that is active. It won't go back into your actions or anything. You just lose it outright. And I thought they could have, you know, maybe just put it back in your Logos action just to keep at a later time. No, you just lose it.
Yeah, I mean, we knew well in advance that was going to be the case. When they were first explaining Logos actions to us a little while back, they explained that you would be overwriting the old ones. I do agree that it is a little annoying. There's a few minor inconveniences with the Logos that, again, at the first few levels, I thought they were inconveniences. Then I learned how to farm logograms, and I realized I have way more of those things than I'll ever fucking need. So I'm not too worried about it right now. Like, that's not the only thing. That's not the only thing. Also, when the instance ends or you exit it, you lose anything that's already used, and it's a duty action. So you can't, like, use one and then not use any of the other charges. You're going to end up just wanting to burn through the charges while you're in that instance because it's going to be gone by the time you exit.
Yeah.
They want you to be very... They don't want you to be frugal with it. By the time they get you through the whole instance, they're like, okay, you probably, unless you never died and never lost these effects, like the wisdom effect, you probably should just use them all. So, but yeah, no, I do agree. That's kind of a minor thing. And I feel like that's so far the big thing with Pyros. There's a lot of minor things with only one major thing remaining for me, which we'll get to a little bit later. But yeah, I mean, they start you off by teaching you about Logos right away. And I was glad they did that because the Logo system has been hilariously entertaining, and has made the beginning of Pyros a lot better than the previous 2 iterations.
Agreed. I think it'll even stick around for like the later portions of Pyros as well, depending on what, you know, Logos actions you have. But yeah, it's definitely well utilized.
Yeah, it does have some tie-ins that we need to see because obviously information is surfacing about the relic weapon, regardless of whether it's from in-game experience or data mining. And before you can even attempt your relic upgrades, you need 10, 20, 30, and 50 Logos actions collectively. Now, those are unique Logos actions that you've made, not like ones in your inventory. So there's a total of 50 actions. So in order to finish your relic, you need to have made at least one of every action. Even if you're not using it, if you destroy it, doesn't matter. It needs to be registered as a completed craft, pretty much. And there's some concern over how grindy that may or may not be. We don't know, because currently I find no issues with farming logograms. I've gotten them from NMs. I've gotten them from bunnies. You get them from bunny boxes. I get them from sprites. I get them from killing random enemies.
Fuck, you don't even have to be there.
No.
If you're in a party and your party's there, and I noticed this as I was leaving, like I went back to camp, free logograms. You don't even have to be there. I mean, it's a dickish way of getting logograms, but free logograms.
Yeah, I don't think your party's gonna let you stick around for logogram farming like that, Sly. So maybe shouldn't consider that a value.
I was in the process of leaving anyway, but still free logograms. Thanks, by the way.
Yeah, and there's also some other concerns. There's been some information surfacing about a Pyros kettle, and about the relic weapon itself potentially having randomized stats where you need to re-roll the stats using light. I haven't experienced that yet. I can't comment on it yet. I don't know how bad it's going to be. I don't know if it's even an accurate description of how it's going to work. All I know is the first step requires 150 Pyros crystals, which you get pretty much at the same rate as Pagos crystals, except NMs, well, which we'll talk about, spawn a little bit faster. Little bit faster in Pyros. Little bit faster, if I may say so myself. The train will be coming back. Long live the train.
Long live the train.
Hey, you chuckle fucks, goddamn. All right, yeah. So let's kind of get back on track here. So, logos actions, since they're the first thing they talk about, I think we should probably dive a little deeper into those first. So, logos is a system they've been talking about for ages, and for the longest time, the only description they gave was it'll let you be one role, but play as another role. For example, you could be a monk with Provoke, or you could be a warrior with Cure. And we're just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, and now that we've experienced that, it's pretty accurate.
Yeah, it's 100% accurate and not shitty in any way.
No,
not yet.
I don't know why we overcomplicated it. Like, what the fuck do you mean?
Well, we started thinking about, like, if you give a warrior Cure, like, how potent is that Cure? You know how they solve that? They just give it like 9 to 12,000 potency because you have no intermind. So you just crank the potency up to thousands. It's like PvP potencies to make up for the fact you don't have any stats in them. So it's straightforward. I mean, there's like a healer DPS one that increases the healer DPS by 60%. There's a tank one that increases DPS by 40%. There's a tank one that lets you get, as a DPS or a healer, gets you bonus HP and defense. Then there's straight up actions like Cure, Protect. And this is a Protect that stacks on top of the normal Protect, so it doubles up. You can get like bonus accuracy, reduce evasion on enemies, which is actually useful here because of some other changes that they've made. And it just, these actions, especially if you use a lot of the more damaging or debilitating actions, you just mow through enemies. Even the ones that are 5, you can do monsters that are 6 levels over you fairly reliably if everyone has the right actions. And I think that's why this is being more tolerable.
Yeah. And again, and like you said, it's really straightforward. We didn't expect it to be this potent, I guess. Like, we didn't expect to get a lot of use out of it. And like, I've gotten use out of it in certain ways, more escape than anything, because I haven't gotten a lot of actions as of yet. But it's really good for traversal too when you're going around in places.
There's a stealth one.
That I didn't even realize.
There's a stealth one.
I was talking about stun. The stun, the paralyzed one, the stun one are pretty good for traversal if you're trying to get away from something. If there's a stealth one, perfect. Go wherever the fuck you want to go.
I think I saw someone using a stealth one and they were still running. They were still moving pretty fast. I don't think it actually, I think it's like the stealth one from Heaven on High, where like you keep your movement speed, you're just invisible.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, there's 50 actions total. I only know maybe like 20 to 25 of them. And I've gotten so much use out of them. I mean, pretty much every group I've been with, the tank maybe takes one that increases their tankiness. So you can do mobs that are like 6 levels over you instead of 5. If you do 5 levels over you, almost everyone I know just takes like DPS actions, like the one for the tank doing more damage. There's one that lets DPS do 12% more damage. Healers do 60% more damage. So it seems everyone's taking those and then zerging the higher level mobs down much quicker, which is resulting in faster chains, which is a little bit more relaxing. And then some people take paralyzes. I know, like, I took Protect because of the double Protect, because then I could just regen, right, and they barely take any damage from mobs that are 5 levels over.
Some people took raise out of necessity just because we lost some.
Our bard took it just in case, while we were running to NMs. He just wanted to be an extra raise.
Yeah,
that was great.
Or we got people in the party and they were trying to get to us and they couldn't teleport yet. And somehow, some way, they got fucked up on the way. We just go back and raise them.
Yeah, there's just a lot of reasonable uses here. That the big thing is that it doesn't detract from the way you're already playing the class, which was kind of the concern that I had when they started talking about like DPS, like a monk tanking, for example. But with a monk tank, for example, you'll use dual Logos actions, which you also unlock relatively early. You unlock them at 38 from the level 38 quests. That's when you can start using 2 Logos actions on one set bar. It starts coming with a little bit more risk because you have a chance of failing the crafting, but it's also a lot stronger. So what you'll take is 1 Incense L and is it 3? I think you can just go 1 Incense L, 1 Plate Bearer, and you'll have 3,000 more defense, 50% more HP, and Provoke. So that's how like a ninja or a monk would go about tanking. But they still just play exactly the same. You just have to hit the Provoke action every 20 seconds, and as long as they don't die with Plate Bearer, they'll be fine. So it's pretty flexible. I mean, I could do it as White Mage if I wanted to. I could be Ghetto Paladin.
Is that what we're calling it, Ghetto Paladin?
I mean, I'm Cloth Paladin, as far as I'm concerned.
Scuffed Paladin.
Yeah, Scuffed Paladin. There you go. So, yeah, it's just, there's all this flexibility with it. And the big thing is I thought Logos or Logograms were going to be rarer. That was the big concern I had, is that Logograms were going to be, like, few and far between. They're not. So you want to hear how you get these Logograms like crazy? My favorite cereal?
I assumed you just be there. Kind of like the hot chick at the bar rule. You're just there and you get shit. Yeah.
So Sly, so here's the secret. You ready? Don't tell anyone. All right.
Okay.
So elemental sprites guaranteed drop 5 Logograms every kill, as long as you're equal to or higher than your level.
Okay.
That's from chain 0 to 9. From chain 11 to from chain 10 to 19, they guarantee 10 Logograms, and from chain 20 to 29, I think 30 might be 20 Logograms, but I know 20 to 29 is 15 Logograms. Now, I haven't killed any ice sprites yet. They are there. They're in the volcano. Odd, fucking stupid. But yeah, they're in the volcano of all places, the ice sprites. And wind sprites gave conceptual Logograms. Thunder sprites gave fundamental Logograms. And ember sprites, I think, also gave conceptual Logograms. All right, chain 30 is 20 indeed, according to chat. And then on top of that, I've had random enemies give me fundamentals. I've had bosses and bunnies give me curatives. You get, I can't remember what, I don't remember if it was imperative or incidentals from heat warped lockboxes, which come from mutated mobs. They're just all over the place, man. There's so many memes everywhere.
Memes.
Now, we'll see how I feel about this when I need to collect all 50 to finish my weapon. And that's just to qualify to do my weapon.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. I really don't think it's going to be that bad.
I don't think it'll be that bad, only because I already know there's a Discord that covers like all the trial and errors of Eureka. They have for all the previous ones. And they're compiling a list of crafts that work. So you'll know pretty much what you need to do if you want to complete all 50. Oh, yeah, mitigative Logograms drop from turtles. That was another one that I got. Mitigative, so the tank ones. So turtles, the turtles were fucking amazing. I leveled off the turtles for like a good 30 minutes. The Chilones.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, those things were dope EXP. Did you die to a stomp? Is that why you're salty?
No, I'm just salty because I was trying to do log. I was trying to do challenge log. It didn't take me that long to get through turtles and like get that one done. And then, you know, I did a party fell apart after we did an NM, party fell apart after NM. Okay, I'm looking for a new party. Okay, I'm done with water. Can I there's these lightnings down here and there's sprites too. Can we get those? I'm like, sure. And then we just keep moving on, walking on, and somehow, some way we ended up back at turtles. And this was like at least 3 other groups that happened. I'm like, can I do something other than turtles, please?
Turtles are really good. That's why there's probably those groups doing it, because those turtles are really good. They adapt, which means they don't change element. Mm-hmm. And they're just they're so easy to kill them. They're worth so much EXP at like levels 35 and 36. It's insane.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I need to see how the logo system feels, because eventually it might just feel redundant. Like, I don't know, like I'm always taking the same two, or I don't really need to adapt the situation very much with the logos. But it doesn't help. I mean, it doesn't hurt that the worst experience I had with Pagos, which was the grinding, it's incentivized a little bit more by having logograms be able to drop. And it's made a lot faster because of the logos actions. So the logos actions so far are a complete positive for me. Super skeptical about them going in. If these had been in all the Eurekas, or if I could even use these in the old Eurekas after getting them the Pyros, I would have had an immensely better experience across all of Eureka thus far.
Yep. Agreed. 100%.
So that's a start with logos. Now we get to start talking about the actual early levels in here. And the first thing we need to talk about, the first thing you'll ever do or see or experience, other than turtles, is bunnies.
Bunnies. I was actually a bit skeptical about bunnies because I didn't really do bunnies in Pagos because really
Sly, I'm going to let you in on another secret. No one did.
Nobody did. I mean, you probably did it once just to see what it was like, and then you got a chest, and that was it. You did 1 or 2 bunnies, and that was it. People are really hype about these fucking bunnies, dude.
Well, you know why they're hype? Because there's hairstyles and mounts tied behind the bunnies, actually, and the chests that they give.
But the bunnies early on, I'll say this: like you go in, you do a bunny fate, and you're just starting out. The bunnies are fucking dicks.
Yeah, they always are.
Because they always are. They want to take you to the worst part of Pyros. Absolutely. So early on, it's probably going to be a little bit of a bad experience for you. But I'd say as you level, it's not so bad. Usually when people finish the bunny fate, you have like a couple groups of people going off in the same direction, so you're not alone. Like you're not going to be suffering alone if you go off and try to find your chest. But as far as like XP, what is it? 1/20th of the level, I believe.
No, it's 344,000 EXP.
Flat.
That's good. As long as you're level 35, okay. It's 344,000 every time.
Yeah. So, I mean, okay, sure.
Yeah. And I mean, realistically, I look at the bunnies as a nice way of supplementing the earliest levels. Problem with the bunnies, you still don't get one every single time. That's something that's always tedious. I always said that even if they just gave a little bit of EXP, I wouldn't be as bothered by that. And that's pretty much what they've done here. They patched EXP into the bunnies back in Pagos. It's not a lot, but they patched them in. And these ones give 344,000 XP. They give some tombstones. They can give you logograms just from the straight up kills. The bunny boxes themselves can also give logograms on top of glamour items or the mounts or any of that stuff. So, and the hairstyle, which is apparently one of the other big things that people are going nuts for, because another hairstyle locked behind Eureka, you know? And I mean, it was nice for the first 2 levels, I just basically was in that area fighting the boots to try to spawn the first NM, or, you know, maybe killing thunder sprites not too far away to spawn the second NM. So it was always easy to just kind of cycle back to them after a chain 30. Like every chain 30 took about 10 minutes. Just cycle back to them, kill it, go back, and it was just like supplementing the EXP with a little bit of bonus rewards in there as well. The only thing that could still be better is if it gave Pyros crystals.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Just 1. Just like, because the other level 35 boss gives 1. Just whatever. It even gives lockboxes, which is not too bad. Regular Pagos lockboxes. And it was nice to see it addressed. It was a huge complaint back in Pagos, and they at least gave it something here.
And I feel like that's the theme for Pyros in general. It said, I feel like they've taken all the grievances we had from Animos and Pagos and have put it into put the solutions into Pyros. Like majority of them.
But mostly grievances from Pagos. Mostly. And that felt like kind of the theme here. Just like everything I said I didn't like about almost everything I said I didn't like about Pagos has in some way been remedied here. while still kind of trying to capture the essence of what they wanted you to do in Pagos. It's just done so much cleaner here. And again, I think the Logos actions are the major player here that just make it so much more tolerable. But once you're done with the bunnies, probably doing challenge logs in the area. Still good.
Yep.
Challenge logs. At this point, challenge logs, I've kind of been reminded about how much they've buffed the earlier Eurekas. And they buffed them again this patch. They made monsters that are higher level than you. They boosted the EXP that they give. They boosted the Potion of Harmony to be 10% bonus EXP, which is equal to the buff the Faerie gives you. So the Faerie gives you 10% buff. Potion of Harmony gives you 10% buff, so you can get 20%.
Yeah.
Which is nice. Though they're like 45, 50k on my server. And you can get all the materials from them from the Pyros lockboxes. You don't need to do the bunnies. Because I've gotten all 4 materials at this point, at least once, from the Pyros lockboxes. So,
not bad.
Should mean the availability of the items to craft them, even though they're going to be a little bit more desired, will probably also they'll probably also be easier to make. But after you're done with the challenge logs and whatnot, I mean, we got to worry about NM spawning, man, because Pagos. I mean, everyone said, "Long live the chain."
Yeah, let me just stay here and just like wait on.
Man,
hit something and just wait and just wait. Wake me up when the NM gets here, and yeah.
Pagos, man, spawning NMs in Pagos. Oh, like even to this day, it's just I've read what people say about spawning the NMs, like with regards to like bunny fates affecting it and how many monsters you actually need to defeat, and I'm just like, fuck it. That's it. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
It was just terrible. The first few days, even when we knew what to do, or we thought we knew, because we're
just, and we all said we're just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. It has to get better, and it did. It took a little while, but it did. This time, no, there's no waiting. These shits come out really, really fucking quick. You don't even have, you hardly have to do anything to get an NM to spawn.
I had one NM that was a bit of a pain. I don't know if it had a weather condition tied to it. The level 39 NM, we did like multiple chain 30s, and the other groups did them too. And it took until we left the instance to spawn.
Which one?
I think it's an owl. Oh no, I think it's a I don't know. You kill tomes. You kill fucking books.
The owl is from tomes. I didn't get the owl yet. I think they were going to try to spawn it. Nobody did. So
yeah, we tried and we didn't. But literally, we left and it spawned. Like after we had done like multiple chain 30s, other groups had done multiple chain 30s. We literally left the instance. It spawned 10 seconds later. We couldn't get back into that instance either. But like the very first NM is spawned off the boots, the undead, and in Onimos, undead usually had a pretty good track record of spawning quickly. That was I kind of always said, yes, we can do the undead. They almost always spawn fast. It was always like a guaranteed way to get some EXP and whatnot. It's kind of gone back to that here as well. The boots first NM that spawns, it's the last boss of Siren Song C. I was not ready for that thing to give 2.4 million EXP.
Me either.
Out of 6.8 million at 35.
Yeah, you look at the XP off the first NM you do. And some people, that wasn't their first NM. But even still, like the first NM you do and you see the XP, wait, what? You mean I don't have to go back to Pagos? You mean I can actually stay here and kill stuff efficiently and we can actually spawn NMs? This is fucking great.
It also was really nice to get the Ashkin challenge log done so early.
Challenge log out the way. Yeah, done.
Jesus. And it was obviously like all the NMs are before anyone's done them before. As much as we've all seen these NMs before in some shape or form, everyone just, their brains stop working when they go into Eureka, mostly because of boredom, but
But, I mean, let's be honest. Is it really a good thing to give a quote-unquote fate boss a forced march / forced retreat and then put mechanics on it?
It's not. So here's the thing. I would be okay with it because most people just sit in melee range and don't pay attention anyway. So with a stack marker, you're probably just going to all be stacked up anyway. However,
but you're not going to be going the right way. That's the thing.
However, my bigger concern is a forced march and a forced retreat. When people have a bad habit of running ads into the middle of every boss, and now the boss is like, I'm going to make you go get those ads for me.
Yep.
Yeah, he feels pretty bad. But I mean, it's whatever. You know, you laugh about it. You die a few times. You say, "Stop pulling everything into the group." You start coming up with your own strategies. Like, fuck it.
You say that in every NM that you see because you'll have that one person or a couple of people who will pull everything as.
See, but they're doing it on a lot of people are doing it on purpose. Like, you can tell when people are doing it on purpose versus when people are just like trying to get to the boss as quickly as possible. A good example is Grand Duke Batum, or Batman, as we call him. There's no way to pull anything in that fight. You need to be low on HP and run into the room, or you need to go out of your fucking way to get one of those things because there's so much space to fight him that's nowhere near anything. Right. However, just to the north of him is our fun little friends, the sleeping dragons. I may be accusing somebody of deliberately upsetting that dragon and seeing what would happen if they brought it into the notorious monster. I may be accusing somebody of doing that. Now, I don't know who, but I feel like the only way that happens is if you did it on purpose. Because it's not like right next to him. It's like a good like 12 seconds away. It's
around the corner. I know where that dragon is. Like, first of all, what the fuck are you doing there?
He's sleeping.
Like, nobody should be there right about now. I mean, unless you're like exploring, which fine. But no. Why the fuck are you there? And yeah, like that was pretty much on purpose.
The only thing I could think of is there is a telepoint to the northwest and somebody running down from the telepoint to grab. But it's such a huge area. Like it's like running to King Igloo and Pagos. Like you just have to forget they're there. And then that's it. You're probably going to aggro it.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I killed so many NMs today. It felt so good.
Yeah.
And we know so many spawn conditions, like, pretty definitively already. We know boots are for the level 35 NM. We know thunder sprites are for the level 36 NM. We know that pandas are for the level 37. We know Valkings are for the level 38, right next to the...
Fuck them things.
I literally have never been more angry at a random monster than I am at Valkings.
What the fuck? Like, I swear to God, our tank, we had a party. We tried to do it without a healer, which was very smart. So fucking smart. And
dude, just bring Logos actions. That's what it's for.
Yeah, bring Logos actions, sure. So we were like, okay, let's just wait for the healer to get here because the healer had a rough time getting there at the beginning. Okay, now we can do Valkings. No, the fuck we can't. the healer, like, the tank was getting murked even with a healer. They're like, yeah, we're gonna need another healer. Yeah, we had to have like 2 healers, like focusing tank, just for him to actually survive the one fucking Valkyrie. Like, seriously, what the fuck? I've never seen a little sumbitch like hit so fucking hard.
So that's not why I don't like them. I don't like them because Calcabrina has a fun little mechanic called tag. And you have to run away from her for 10 seconds straight. And if she touches you, she just starts baby wailing all over everybody.
Oh, yeah, she starts twerking. Yeah.
And people really like go running to those Valkings when they're trying to run away for tag. You know who gets aggro on those Valkings? The healers.
Yeah. Oh, you went in as healer. Ooh.
I always go in as healer to Eureka. Because I want to be a res machine, but I don't want to be a red mage. Yeah. Man. You know how many times I have not seen those Valkings and then punched in the fucking face? I might want to be a puppet master. These things are making me change my fucking mind. That's probably the most annoying boss so far. You know, the thing is about the Calcabrina is honestly running away for tag is fucking stupid. With your level, I mean, here's the thing: when people are not level 38 yet, it makes total sense. Once you're level 38, that little baby whale does like no damage. It does like 5,000 a tick or something, and just fucking heal through it. I don't want to take the chance of people running all over the. We were pulling her behind the house just so nobody would fucking.
That's what I think we were trying to do, but we pulled her around the house. Like she did a full loop around the house.
Well, what happens is she goes to tag somebody, and the tagged person runs around the house. Is what usually happens. But I mean, it worked for us. I mean, when we actually pulled it early with just like 12 to 16 people, and it was fucking smooth. The tags were fine. The fucking, none of the mechanics were hard to do behind the house. Then when everyone else showed up, people were like, why the fuck are we behind the house? And I'm like, because the bad guys are over in front of the house, and that's where all you fuckers want to keep pulling her. If we all stand behind the house, it's like Fafnir when everyone's in one place back in Animos. Fafnir was super easy. You know when Fafnir was at its worst? When people were all over the fucking place. Because she'd just turn and like decimate everybody. But having any semblance of organization in Eureka is just not a thing. Which is why the fourth zone has been really concerned.
I will say this in general about all NMs. People don't have a tendency to kill ads. First, we kind of learned this the hard way with the level 37 one. And like, okay, you're gonna have to kill the regular pandas because you're just wailing on everybody. Please kill the pandas. Why the fuck are you not killing the pandas? I swear that NM lasted at least, I want to say 20 something minutes when it shouldn't have.
So you know what I do, Sly? What I do, once I'm like in my like the middle level range and I'm killing the low level NMs, I level sync and land a hit. And while the rest of my party is killing the boss, I unsync and just start killing ads. Because I'm like so over leveled to the monsters that I can just mow them down in like no time at all.
So you get your credit and then you just start killing ads.
That's pretty much what I always do. I just get my credit, start killing ads. Because I don't want to be level synced and dealing with those ads. I'm not trying to lose my wisdoms. All right? I'm trying to keep those fucking things. And these motherfuckers ain't making my life any easier. I'm going to take control of my life.
Good.
It's my life to live. It's my life to lose. And I ain't going to lose shit.
Y'all don't want to fucking kill ads.
Y'all don't want to fucking kill ads. I did, the one I did that the most for Anonymous was Polly. That was probably the one I did it for the most. Yeah, that's pretty accurate for Polly. What's another one? The level 39 one is the Owl. You kill the tomes. That's over by one of the level 37 quest objectives. The level 41, you kill troubadours in the volcano, which are nighttime only mobs. That spawns Batman. Level 41, you need to kill island handers, which are like flying type enemies. Level 43, I think, is fire crabs to the north of the third aetheryte. Level 42. Oh, I can't. It's slipping my mind. Level 42 one. We passed by the monsters for that one. But yeah, like we've got so many NM spawns, and it's just like, wait, I do like a scorpions. There you go, scorpions for that one. Like you just. Which we know everything. They're so easy to spawn. I kill like 20 enemies and I get the NM to spawn and I'm like, yeah.
Sometimes it surprises the shit out of you. Like all of a sudden, Notorious Monster just pops up and I'm like,
you're like, yeah, we'll chain 30 on these while we wait for the NM to. Oh, it's chain 12.
Yeah.
And the NM just spawned. So that went better than expected, to say the least. And it's pretty nice. Now, to be fair, the level curve. It goes up. It goes up pretty considerably. You know, I think it's like 25 million EXP from 45 to 46, as opposed to the 12 million. It's like it is for me from like 40 to 41. So it starts scaling up there pretty heavily. As much as the higher level monsters give a lot of EXP, you know, it's.
But is it? Do you think it's a good trade off for the rate that you're spawning NMs and everything.
By the time you have that level rate, the number of NMs you have access to is so high that I'm not really concerned about it. It's gonna definitely slow down, but I feel like all the zones slow down at that point. Like, you just have to make do with how many NMs you actually have access to, and it is what it is, you know? And if you get tired of it, just honestly challenge log for the last few levels. Like, I'm always gonna say, if at any point down the later part of the line you're just not digging it, challenge logs are fucking god tier at this point. You do like levels, I don't even know how many levels you get in Onimos, because when they buff challenge logs again, before they buff challenge logs the second time, it was like 1 to 7 for your first use of the challenge logs in Onimos. Then they buffed it. I don't know what it actually takes you to from 1 to whatever, if you're brand new to Eureka. And honestly, it's still super useful because it's based on how much EXP you need to level.
Yep.
So it's pretty fucking nuts.
Yeah, because right now I think the higher tiered challenge logs give like 2 point something mil for like the 60 ones, and yeah, those. It's crazy.
The leveling is going so much faster. That's why at this point, the only thing I have to be pessimistic about potentially is the relic, because I don't feel like the rest of Eureka's been done. The rest of Pyros has been done poorly. The rest of Pyros so far has been done well. I hate to say it, but it's been, and no, I don't regret to say it. I hate to say it. It's been done well. And we're not even done talking about why.
Yeah, we're just a bit jaded from Pagos and Onimos. That's it.
I mean,
it's the only comparison we had.
It's still Eureka. Like, if you didn't like Eureka before, this is gonna make you like it. That's a bottom line. Like, if you hated it before, like, you might, if you were like okay with Onimos, didn't like Pagos, you'll probably like Pyros. But if you've hated it since the beginning, Pyros isn't gonna save it for you.
No. Silver lining, at least it's not Diadem.
Dude, there are times where Diadem looks like fucking golden pastures compared to Pagos, man.
No, never. No. Why would you say that?
Because outside of the public dungeon in Diadem, it could have been worse. It was just pointless. It was just, the problem was it was pointless. And it wasn't good enough for the fact that it was pointless. Now Eureka's not good enough, but there's a reason. Like, just kind of how it is. There are times where Diadem just looks like golden pastures, especially compared to Pagos.
I think you're going too far. I really think you're going too far.
No, trust me. If you ever see any of those like Diadem revival, like, you know, like groups that go randomly back into old content, and you go into one of them that's doing Diadem, go back in. It's not the worst thing.
But I don't want to.
That's fine.
It's Diadem.
You didn't want to do Eureka either. You're fucking doing that. So what are you complaining about? What are you complaining about?
I mean, it's a lesser of two evils thing, and right now, for me,
dude, Pagos is the worst of all evils. So,
God, I really think you are giving Diadem more credit than it deserves.
I mean, giving it any credit.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't deserve that much credit, but still, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I don't know. Dude, Pagos is just not good. Not good. Yeah, and at least with Diadem, yeah, you could go in, just do the objectives and leave if you wanted to. But, you know, that was actually half the problem with Diadem. I always go back and forth between Diadem and Diadem, because it is Diadem, I think, properly, but I always called it Diadem. So, but yeah, I mean, that was kind of half the problem, though, because people could go in, get their shit, and get out, and then you were kind of fucked if you wanted to do anything after. So, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's not all the way there, but Pagos is the worst. Just the worst. Okay, anyway, so we have the EXP from the Notorious Monsters, which is really good. Another thing to touch on is the EXP from actual monsters, because they buffed that this patch too.
Yeah, not so bad.
It's better than not so bad, dude. Okay, Sly, with no information. Okay, we were killing level 45 clippers. Okay. You had to walk by those. You know where they are.
Yeah.
They mutate. They mutate into a different type of crab. So we were just chaining them to try and get heat warped lockboxes because there's tactical and other types of logograms in there. And we were all 5 levels under it. And we had one person who was 6 levels under it. I want you to guess how much EXP a mutated crab on a chain 10 was worth. Now, keep in mind, chain 20 and 30, way more EXP than a chain 10. So how much EXP do you think a mutated crab gave to the level 39 player, which was 6 levels under the crab, on a chain 10? How much EXP do you think it gave them? I don't know if, by the way, we had the elemental buff, but I don't know if they had a potion of harmony. We had the fairy buff for the 10%. Come on.
I was going to say maybe 400k.
512,000 EXP for 1 kill. Holy shit.
That's the bunny fate. That's a bunny fate.
Dude, that's a bunny fate and a half.
Half.
For 1 monster. Now, keep in mind, the chain 5 was worth 250,000. So they were like, if you're using the right Logos actions to be able to kill mobs that are 6 levels higher than you as opposed to 5, it's fucking ridiculous. You don't even need to get to chain 30. Fuck the chain 30. You just need to get to like chain 10 or 15, maybe 20 if you're feeling feisty, you know? It was fucking ridiculous. I mean, even we, like the people who were 5 levels under, we were getting 30 to 40,000 a kill. We got 120,000 EXP from a chain 30 at one point. That was from a non-mutated mob. Yeah. Like, I'm fucking cool with that. That's fucking fine, EXP-wise. That's better than what we were getting, like fucking 2,000, not even. We're getting like 1,300 EXP a kill at the beginning of Pagos when we needed however many millions there. Shit was terrible. It is so much more tolerable. And half the time I don't even finish a chain 30 because the fucking boss spawns. Unless I'm killing adapted or mutated mobs.
So really, and again, another story of Pyros, it's not even... Like, basically, there was one way you had to do Pagos. You would either, at the beginning, it was the chain, and then long live the train.
Even when the train came back, I still couldn't... I wasn't super into the train in Pagos. It just wasn't the same. It was the way, it was a way to do it that was like, I hate this so much, just get me through it. But it wasn't like Onimos, where it was like the way, you know?
Yeah. Now we can say that we have a certified option. Like, you can do either and be fine with either.
And there's good reasons to do both, because those heat warp lockboxes giving specific types of logograms means mutated mobs are always going to be somewhat in need. Elemental sprites are going to be in need for one type. I'm assuming the sleeping dragons are going to be a good source going later down the line. Like, there's a good variety of demand to do multiple things. The question is it ever going to come to a point where there's too many mandatory things to do? Because at some point, these may become mandatory depending on how Logos and the Relic actually ends up panning out. It's questionable. But so far... EXP is crazy. Like, if you have any sort of dedication to like making progress in there, make a lot more progress than you did in Pagos. Way more. So try to do +6 on, dude. Go in as level 35. Go right to the turtles because those things adapt. They don't even mutate. So you don't even, because when mobs mutate, they change their element. So it's kind of fucking annoying if they're 6 levels over you because your kill speed just tanks. But on the Chelones, they only adapt, so they don't change element. So it's probably really good in there.
Yeah.
So I'm very pleased with just the chain EXP, how fast the NMs spawn, how much EXP the NMs are worth. Bunny's giving EXP, getting fucking actions from everything. All the actions. Do you know there's an action that does 1,000,000 damage to you, but does a shit ton? It's a suicide button to do a shit ton of damage to enemies in range of you, but you kill yourself.
Is that the catastrophe one?
That is the catastrophe one.
I heard about that. I haven't seen it in action though, but really?
Yeah. Yeah. There's just so many different actions that are pretty fucking hilarious. And there's dispels. I'm pleased. I'm quite pleased with Logos. I was so skeptical about it, but it's just such a good like glue to tie all of Eureka together.
Yeah. And this isn't the final one, is it?
So that's the big thing that we need to question with Logos, because they said the third zone, like, you really don't need the logo system in the third zone. They said they're just kind of putting it in there to get people familiar with it. So we are kind of OP by design with the logo system here. They said in the public dungeon for the fourth zone, which I'm very afraid of because of the public dungeons that we had in Diadem, they said you are going to need Logos actions for that. I don't trust any motherfucker other than myself. So that scares me.
I don't trust none of y'all.
Yeah. I'm scared. That I'm going to remain skeptical about because of their discussion of how important Logos will be for those in particular. I'm hoping that because of the sheer volume of people, it's like tolerable in a sense. Like somebody's going to have the actions that they need, or the ones who don't, you know, enough people will have actions. Everyone's just going to bring Plate Bearer as far as I'm concerned. They're just going to try and live with Plate Bearer. So we'll see.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, dude, I love these Logos actions, man. They're really good. I feel okay about duty actions because of Logos actions, but not in actual duties.
Things I never heard. I've never thought I would hear Happy say.
This is the most interesting thing they've done with, and the problem is you don't even need a duty action like section for this. They could have done it a different way, but if they're gonna use duty actions, this is the most useful it's ever fucking been, as opposed to paint or fucking charging a
elemental jammer or
the fucking Omega jammer.
Yeah. Mash it. Just fucking mash it.
Oh god, it's so stupid. It's just so forced in the other instances. And this, it is kind of forced, but it's a lot more flexible. It's a lot more interesting than the other duty actions. This is more like a cross-class system than it is like a duty kind of thing, is how it feels. But like a not shitty version of cross-class. Which is also saying a lot. Man, what else? There was one other thing. Oh, next thing for Pyros, getting around.
Okay.
Oh God, Sly, that doesn't sound good.
No, not for me. I mean, like, getting around for everybody in the beginning is going to be shit. It's going to be shit. You're going to aggro like things you probably shouldn't, and it's okay. It happens to everyone. Like that's just Eureka in general. I feel like the early places that you have access to, they're so narrow. It's so easy to aggro shit that you really shouldn't. They make it really easy, and then once you get access to the first Aetheryte, it's kind of an open area. They put a lot of fucking enemies there. That's
yeah.
They put a lot of fucking enemies
dense. It is really dense.
Jesus. Like, you go out, you step outside and you look and like, August didn't have this much. I mean, it didn't have this much. No.
You ever play the floor is lava as a kid, ready to jump from couch to couch? It's like that. It's like, whoa, can't touch the lava. Can't touch the lava.
Jesus, did they load this place up?
I think one thing they've kind of missed their opportunity with Eureka still is educating people on different aggro types, though. Sly, how do you know if something is sight aggro?
Usually it doesn't have eyes.
Well, that's how you know it isn't sight aggro if it doesn't have eyes. Yeah. So if something has eyes, it generally aggroes by sight. If it doesn't, it generally either aggroes by sound or blood or magic. Sound, blood, or magic. Yeah. Sprites or elementals of any kind always aggro by magic. You cast magic near them, they're going to fuck your day. Everyone in Eureka at some point who's played a caster has not realized there's an elemental too close. They take one blizzard to the face, and they're like, guys, I'm dead. There's a fucking elemental. There's a sprite. I'm sorry.
I think a lot of people are familiar. Yeah. Sound too.
Sound is the one that I think people aren't too familiar with.
I don't think a lot of people are familiar with blood, though.
Blood usually you can figure out pretty quick, though, because you get up from somebody raising you and you're like, I'm dead, because they've rezzed me near another undead. You usually pick up on that. What a lot of people don't know is a lot of the times they otherwise don't aggro. You can literally walk past undead as long as you're not missing health. And in this zone in Eureka, it usually works just fine.
Right.
But sound is the one where there's a trick. So you mentioned a lot of those narrow corridors. Did you know if you toggle walk instead of run, you can just walk past them as long as you don't get it. It reduces the range at which they aggro. If you walk right on top of them, they can still aggro. But if you walk instead of run, you can just RP walk your way through a whole mob of enemies. The crabs, for example, are sound. So just don't get too close and you're fine. So little tricks like that. And it helps that you have access to most of the map fairly early on in Pyros. So Sly, do you remember what the level was for the Aetherites in Pagos? Or even Onimos, if you want to go all the way back there.
Pagos. I remember it was spread. I remember it was like so far spread, like between each one. I don't remember the specific numbers for all of them. I kind of want to forget it. Onimos was really far spread too.
Yeah, but it wasn't as far spread. I think it was like 9-13-17 or like 9-13-18 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Pagos, man.
Yeah.
Pagos was 21, 30, and 32.
Yeah. Pyros? No. Not that bad. What was it? 37 for your first one?
Yes.
And then was it 30? No, it wasn't 39.
It is 39.
39. 37, 39. 41 or 42?
41.
41.
Oh, and apparently Onimos was all 9. Once you hit 9, you could just use all of them. I'm thinking the mount was the one you got at 17. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. So every 2 levels.
37, 39, 41, and you have all 3 Aetherites. And not only that, the level 38 quest takes you nearby the 37 and literally takes you directly to the level 39 one. The level 40 quest takes you not directly to, but right next to the level 41 one. Like not too far away, like a stone's throw.
Yeah. Traversal by Aetherite, not that bad this time around because you get them relatively quick. My only issue is in that the one thing I don't know about is mount.
I'm assuming mounts are just 50. I just assume it's like either the level or like the second to last level, like 49 or 50. Probably. But I don't feel, I mean, with stuff like stealth this time around, like, you know, Logos actions like stealth or, you know, if you understand aggro properly, the fact that I have access to the majority of the zone via Aetherite very early on is such a godsend. I couldn't be happier with it. It just, oh god, I think about Pagos and I think about King Igloo spawning, and my only option being going from the first Aetherite or the one at the main base or the first one you unlock, and just watching this wall of people go through this little fucking narrow corridor, the only way to the north side of the fucking map. Dragons. Oh, by the way, don't forget that your fucking carbuncles and eggies and shit all aggro by sound. So if you're trying to skip mobs that are aggroing by sound, put those fuckers away. Because they are loud. They just like, hey, we're going. I'm with this guy. Yeah, this one. Hey, dragon. How you doing? I'm with him. They fucking murder everyone.
Yeah.
So put those fuckers away when you're trying to avoid sound aggro. But just watching everybody just fucking die repeatedly working their way up to someone like King Igloo. All the low levels being like, I can't fucking get there. Either people stop resing me because they're trying to get to the NM, or I fucking too slow because I just can't get there fast enough.
The one issue I had with the dragon was like after it went and got a kill, it walks back,
goes to sleep, and then just punches somebody else in the face.
Come back and like I'm like, okay, do you either stand still or keep walking? Or just, like, you know, because like sometimes I just get scared and wonder. This thing for me is that I'm just gonna keep walking. I did nothing. I made no noise. Doesn't see me. And I think there was one time, I think it was like at the Lohi spawn or going towards the Lohi spawn where you had to drop.
You dropped right on top of that motherfucker, didn't you?
Like not even on top, like maybe an inch away from him. And I wasn't even running or anything. I just dropped and he woke up and fucked me up.
Yep. And there's more of them here. Don't forget.
Yeah, there are.
They're only in the volcano, though. They're only deep in the volcano, and they're pretty easy to get around comparatively.
Yeah.
So
they actually give you a lot of space to work with to get around those dragons. Hell, you could even if you for the dragon across like around the corner from like Batman, you could even run on the other side of it. It won't hear you.
Yeah.
So they give you a lot.
I will never do that. I will walk every time, but
no, absolutely not. I saw somebody do that. I'm like, you're fucking crazy. I'm just gonna keep walking. Okay. And I don't know how you got away with that, but I'm just gonna keep walking.
I ain't taking no chances. That's the bottom line.
No, none.
But man, having access to the whole map, like everything, all the most major issues. I'm sorry, all but one of the most major issues in Pagos have been addressed. How far apart level wise the Aetherites were, how quick the NMs were spawning. How worth it was it actually to chain monsters? How worth it was it to do the bunny fate? Still questionable on that because you don't always get a bunny, but at least it gives something every time now. And I mean, I just need to finish the rest of Pyros. I need to see how this relic actually pans out because of the things that I've heard based on the data mining. It's cryptic and at the same time it's concerning because it doesn't sound like it's going to be a good step. It sounds like it's going to be like the most annoying step out of all of them by far. But I got to experience it for myself. But I mean, if you can, the rest of the content's been built up. I'll say the one thing I'm still really upset about, and I'm really disappointed, is there's still no level sync option for syncing down for the rest of your party outside of the notorious monsters. Like, I literally feel like there should be no reason this shouldn't have been a priority for this content. It's yes, you can NM train a lot easier now because of the way the new zone's built, but that doesn't stop it from just being something that you fundamentally should have. And I feel like
with the, I kind of feel like with the devs, it was a choice.
It shouldn't be though.
It shouldn't be. I agree, but I feel like it was a choice in terms of either having that or having a really good spawn rate for NMs. So.
I feel like there's no excuse not to have. I don't know what their reasoning is for it. I think there's no excuse to not have level sync, and it still remains to be the single most crippling factor of Eureka. Animosi can get away with it. Pagos really fucking don't want to have to get away with it, and honestly, really can't get away with it. Pyros, little more of the same. Tomorrow, I'm a bit afraid I'm not going to be able to find a party around my level, and I don't just want to NM farm. I do want to be doing mutated mobs. I do want to be, you know, actually grinding a little bit to speed things up. I just don't think there's just no excuse for me. I don't. It just should be a priority for content like this. It just should be. That's it. I don't know. I'd love to hear an explanation as to why we don't have it, or why they haven't implemented it, whether it's a technical issue or a lack of, they find there's a lack of need for such a limited scope. Biggest failure in my eyes.
I'm gonna say lack of need, but
maybe that's what they've determined. But
yeah, with everything that we have right now, I was gonna say lack of need, but even that sounds fucking terrible.
It just doesn't sound like a good reason. Yeah. But other than that, man, I'm just glad I don't hate Pyros. Eureka, in so many ways, could still be something so much more. This is the closest it's ever come, and I think, honestly, even with the public dungeon, the next one, I have a feeling the next zone's going to be a very Pagos-esque review that we're going to be giving it. I just have a feeling.
You know what really gets, I mean, and it doesn't really get to me, but one thing that really kind of weirds me out a little bit.
Okay.
Some people were actually hyped for this shit.
I didn't see that coming.
No. They kept telling me, Sly, I'm alarm clocking this shit. Like, are you hyped for Pyros? No. Why are you?
I would never be hyped for something like that. No.
Please, people, if you were hyped for this shit, please let me know why. Please let me know why you are so hyped to alarm clock.
I'll give you one word, Sly. Content.
I knew you were going there. I mean, do you really want to respect this content, though? Is this content worth respecting?
Content.
Why? Just why?
Dude, there's a mount. There's a fucking hair. You don't alarm clock to unlock hairstyles, Sly? What kind of bitch move is that? For those listening on audio only, he's just shaking his head.
Y'all motherfuckers crazy. I don't know why y'all so hyped for this shit.
Sly, I don't even have the esthetician unlocked. Why the fuck do you think I care about that? Sly, I've been playing this game for over 5 years. I don't have the esthetician unlocked.
Me either.
Yeah, but you also haven't done Hildebrand, which was also in this patch, so it doesn't surprise me as much.
I haven't done Hildebrand since 4.0.
Should do it.
Oh, I'll get to it.
It's been like end of Heavensward quality Hildebrand so far.
Okay.
Which is acceptable.
Not to me. It won't be acceptable unless you put a trial in there.
We're getting our trial at FanFest. Just pretend that's your trial form.
We're also getting a couple more things.
Oh, I can't wait to talk about that because we're coming to the end of the Pyros review at this point. Overall, I got to 42, almost 43 today.
In 3.5 lockout and 3 and some change.
Yeah, 3 and some change lockouts because we left early on a bunch of them. So
39 and 3/4 and 2 lockouts.
There you go.
Well, 2.5, 2 and
some change.
2 and some change, yeah. So
not
yeah, not bad for a couple of lockouts that we had. So yeah, if you were thinking about it, if you're on the fence, do it. It's so much better.
And if you hate it, here's another good thing. The relic, yes, you are going to need for the weapon, you're going to need the Pagos weapon done before you can take it to the next step. But from what I understand, as long as you are unlocking the Logos actions, you are technically making the next steps available for when you complete the Pagos weapon. So because you can buy Louis Ice with Pagos crystals at this point, and I am assuming that there are going to be plenty of people doing Pagos by the time the weekend rolls around. Probably not today as much. Probably some people doing it, but not as much because, I just don't imagine it's going to be super populated the day Pyros comes out. But I thought the same thing about Automos, and I was wrong. So, well, we'll see what happens there. But, if you just want to get to Pyros, get leveled, and then maybe just eventually worry about the relic, as long as you finish the Pagos quests, you can then go into Pyros and finish and do all the Pyros stuff to at least like be not relevant, I guess, recent with that. And you can save up Pyros crystals, or if you do want to do the relic and getting the Logos actions will move you along that that unlock for being able to do the next steps, and you can experience the story. So, which is still, there's a little bit more going on so far, but it's still not very satisfactory for me. And if you're worried about being behind on Eureka, Onimos is still a breeze. There's still a lot of people just go there, do their challenge logs every week, and eventually they get caught up. Maybe catch a few NMs along the way to get stuff like the Pazuzu feathers and whatnot. Honestly, I hear people still spawn Pazuzu like super frequently. I hear if you do Onimos in like the evenings over on NA, it's like, it's not a full instance, but it's still more than sufficient. Pagos is the one I'm worried about. So keep that in mind. Just challenge logs, man. Just don't even worry about anything but the challenge logs if you don't want to worry about, well, anything but the challenge logs. And you can do all those in Anemos. You don't have to touch the other zones except for doing their quests.
But still, like, you know, if you have Pyros, you know, active, don't do your challenge logs.
Dude, doing Pyros challenge logs with your fucking Logos actions helps. Helps having those Logos actions for doing challenge logs, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Anemos is always full because people cap their tombstones there because it's such a fucking joke. Good idea.
Yeah.
So, first impressions, we'll revisit this in future weeks when we have more of an impression on it. But first impressions are
weapons done, probably.
Believe it or not, good. Good first impression of Pyros.
Yeah. Again, I mean, let's not get crazy. It's still Eureka. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over this shit. Like,
no, you're loco for logograms. I have the chat said logo for logograms. I changed it to loco for logograms.
I didn't even think about that. I wasn't even trying to do a setup, but sure. Yeah, but yeah, positive. Mostly positive for you almost had me say logograms for Pyros.
I'm proud. I'm proud of you, Sly. Okay, so with that was we definitely wanted to make sure that I'm sure we could go and talk about the weapons, the armor, stuff like that, but we really wanted to cover the core content of it and talk about how that's evolved. But there is something else that we do want to talk about. It's definitely worth remembering that right now it is November 6th. Mm-hmm. We are but a little bit more than a week away from FanFest. Is it 9? Isn't it technically 10 days? It's on the 6th. Isn't it the 16th and the 17th?
I mean, well, some people are getting there Wednesday, so
I'm getting there Wednesday.
Yeah.
I got it in my calendar right here. Yeah, I fly out on Wednesday the 14th. So, yeah, 16th. Literally 10 days from now.
10 days.
We'll be getting our first peek at the expansion. And as such, FanFest is usually full of activities. It's also in Vegas. So everyone's fucked up while they're doing it the whole time. But we already spoke a little bit about the panels in the last episode. We've now since found out more about the actual activities. That was the thing we said that they had kind of left out. So we weren't really sure, like, outside of the main panels, like, what were we really going to get to do? Like, we knew about Yojimbo. We expected probably, like, a challenge roulette or something like that. But, you know, we really didn't have too much. We have since gotten some new details. And so we know what all the various activities there are going to be around the actual con. And there's a much greater variety of activities this time than I feel like there normally is. And Sly seems really excited about most of them.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that. That's a word.
Yeah, so the first one, we know the Yojimbo special battle, 8-player trial against Yojimbo. Just get a full party and see if you can withstand his legendary blade, the Zanmato. Not much to say about that. We fought him once before in the Kugane Castle dungeon. And now we'll get to see what they've cooked up for us here. We also assume that battle will be available in 4.5 or 4.55. So anyone who doesn't go, we expect you'll be able to experience it. I wonder what they would make for in-game rewards. Or they'll stick him in
Evilise.
Or they'll stick him in Evilise as a 24-man. Who the fuck knows? Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the challenge roulette, which is where you spin 2 wheels. One is a primal or a trial, like Tsukiyomi or Shinryu or something. And the other is a wheel that gives you a modifier. The modifier can be like extreme. It can be like 7 tanks, 1 healer. They've done all sorts of stuff over the years. But it's basically for people looking for just kind of a random challenge with their friends. That one's always a great one. The rest of the events are nothing I expected. And I think that's a good thing. Because they're taking certain activities that we've...
Is it?
I think it is. I think they've shown a lot of more creativity and a lot... These are the kind of things that you go, oh my god, I can't believe they do that. That sounds like a fucking nightmare. Let's get in line.
I mean, there's a different context with that. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe they do that. And then... oh my god, I can't fucking believe they did that. Wow.
No, because a lot of this stuff hits home for me. Like, there are activities that I remember doing with like friends and like other MMOs. But let's go into what they actually are. So the first one's the Eureka Survival Challenge. I read that and went,
do I want to do Eureka away from
so
him?
that's what I was thinking. I saw that and I was like, why the fuck would you make me do Eureka? I don't even want to do it at home. Why would you make me want to do it at FanFest?
No.
Then I read what it was, and it's literally not Eureka at all. It's just avoiding aggro on the monsters to reach the end of the goal.
Oh, they're trying to teach people about aggro at FanFest. Hey,
you gonna learn. You gonna learn today.
You gonna learn today. Let's go.
It's two 4-player teams racing to the end of a finish line.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're going to do anything with Eureka, that's the best option. Because we just spent all this time talking about different aggro types, and that's going to be really important if you want to win those races. You need to know what mobs are sound aggro, which mobs are side aggro. You probably won't cast any spells, so I don't presume that to be much of an issue, but it also doesn't say which Eurekas you'll be, if it's Onimos and Pagos, or if it's... Like, it doesn't say which ones you'll be in. It just says Forbidden Lands.
Dicks and make it Pyros.
I mean, if it's Pyros, it's going to be fresh on my mind, so I'll probably have the easiest time getting through that one.
Really? With narrow passages and everything?
Dude, literally, do you know what? This is literally like the equivalent of doing the bunny fates when you first enter. You understand this is literally the equivalent of doing the Pagos bunny fates at level 20. And that shit took skill, okay? Actually getting to half of those fucking areas as a level 20, that shit, it was fucking skill, okay? And I expect to see some skills on display at the Eureka Survival Challenge. I used to do shit like that. Like, I've done level 1 races between major cities in World of Warcraft. I've done it in Final Fantasy XI. I remember Denmo did his charity event where we were all level 15s and we marched around the world. We had to have the level fucking...
Yeah, but we helped each other out with that.
But it's still, like, events like that where you kind of traverse areas that you're not supposed to be traversing have always been kind of like this old school MMO staple of, like, player-made content of just events being run by players. And I feel like that's kind of an ideal thing to have in a zone that's designed to be super dangerous. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm very much looking... And I hope we get 5 Magi on the board so we can use it defensively. We can rotate it for different defenses in case we do aggro, but I don't know, man. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready to do this. Then your favorite activity is next. The Kugane Tower Climb. Take a leap of faith or several to make your way up the Kugane Tower. How far can you climb during the time limit? The first 30 attendees each day that make it to the top of the tower and the final jump down to the lamppost will receive an exciting prize. Dude, only 60 people are going to get that prize. How do you feel about that, Sly?
Wait, what? I'm sorry, I lost. Like, you lost me at Kugane Tower. Yeah.
You love it. That's your favorite.
What?
It's your favorite. You always talk about how much you love it.
Yeah. Good luck, everybody. So next is the
No, but we're not done talking about how that's such a... I would have never expected them to use the Kugane Tower Climb as an actual event. It's a fucking great idea.
No, this is your fucking fault, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm so proud about it. I have nothing to do with this. I'm sure the team came up with this without my assistance.
Puzzles that are in the game right now. Like, that is your fault. I'm thinking the devs watch us, and they probably do. And
they only watch that segment, though.
They only watch that segment when you talk about fucking jumping puzzles, and this is your fault.
Sly, you're a Dragoon. This should be your specialty.
No, yeah, that hasn't gotten old. God damn, why? Just why?
Because it's gonna be fun.
I mean, you could have done like the Ninja Warrior thing. That would have been.
Yeah, you understand I think the Ninja Warrior one is worse than the Kugane Tower. Like the actual end one.
The actual tower, yeah. Like,
although to be fair, the jump down to the lamppost for me is the worst because that's gonna be heartbreaking to see people miss that jump at FanFest. Making it to the top of Kugane Tower, not so bad. The nerves of making the jump. It's not a hard jump, but if you miss the jump down to the lamppost.
I wonder if they'll count it if you make the jump and then accidentally run off.
You understand there's no reason for you. Like, as soon as you make the jump and you're committed, you can't change direction mid-air. You just take your hands off.
Right. But in that split second of you landing,
No, take your hands off the fucking keyboard or your controller. Ain't no reason to be touching that if you're confident you're going to make that jump. Even if you're not confident, you can do nothing about it at this point. I think that's going to be fucking hilarious. I hope we get Pyros Dungeon from 15 as a collaboration one day. Since chat just brought it up. That could be the 15 collab one day. Get Pyros Ruins as a jump puzzle in 14. I'm down. I'm ready to go. I mean, let's be honest. We're not going to ever get a 15 collab. I don't know. 15's got a live stream in like 2 days, I think. Who knows? Maybe. I mean, we're just expecting them to talk about what, like, phase 2 of the DLCs, because we've heard nothing about it at this point. Yeah, I never know. Maybe they bring it up. Maybe they're like, hey, surprise. And we're like, ah. And then it's not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen at all. Sorry. I have no faith we'll ever get a collaboration between those two. It's been too long, man. The next one. Apparently, I thought this was one person in particular's idea.
Yep, same.
It apparently wasn't. Because I tweeted it, and she said her and Reinhardt worked on it, and then Chenin claimed the original credit for the idea. It's the dueling circle. And it's, the dueling circle in game. It's you go there and you can challenge your opponent to a duel in PvP, a 1v1.
Right.
You're gonna have to do that with a fight stick, like an arcade fight stick.
It just screams her, though, doesn't it?
It really does.
It really does.
It really does. It really does scream Aya's name. It's less like this is the first person I think about.
No, we ain't talking shit. No, I'm just saying this is a you idea, Aya. That's all we're saying.
It's not Chenin's idea at all. I don't care what she says.
No.
It's not even her birthday. She's been lied to.
I'm still gonna make that happen. I need to call the Rio and make sure to get them to put that on the little front, like little graphic and everything for the sign. Yeah, just please do that. I'll try to make that happen. Thank you for reminding me.
I don't know if I should be impressed about this idea because it's probably the best PvP activity they probably could have come up with, or upset that you can fit all the PvP actions onto an arcade stick.
Well, I'm trying to think of what would be missing for me.
I'm worried about moving. Like,
I wouldn't be too worried
properly. Like, I'm going to assume it's going to be somewhat like a PS4 controller, but not exactly like a PS4 controller.
Yeah.
Because you have two analog sticks on the.
One is for camera, though.
Exactly. Dude, I need to know where I'm looking.
Jeez.
I need to know where I'm looking.
Wow.
That's going to be fucking hilarious.
It is.
There's gonna be you're gonna walk over to the dueling circle station and they're gonna have like a screen up that's gonna show like two people dueling at the same time, and they're literally just gonna be like, one day they'll hit each other, I promise. Oh, that's gonna be wonderful. Then this last one, I don't know how this works.
Me either.
This last one is the Fashion Leader Live. Now, my first thought is it's like 8 people are given like an inventory full of stuff. And they have to get like the highest score on like the fashion report. Like the one that gets the highest score gets the fashion report. But I don't know if that's it. Like, I don't know. The description is, come show everyone why glamour is the true end game. Bring the fashionista skills that you've honed in-game and see if you can earn the title of Fashion Leader Live. I don't know what that actually is. I don't know if it's like voted on by the people who are running the booth. I don't know if it's just the
NPC.
I don't know if they actually have like a real glamour dresser and you're going to pull clothes out of it and you like actually like real life glamour. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
If it's fucking real life glamour, that's a lot of work. Because I know cosplayers that put a fucking ton of effort and shit, and I don't think anyone's gonna look nearly as good as half them.
That should have been the name of the cosplay contest.
What? Fashion Leader Live?
Yeah.
It's the real Fashion Leader.
Yeah.
They also have Gold Saucer minigames, and I'm kind of confused about one of these. So Crystal Tower Striker and Monster Toss are pretty straightforward. You know, Crystal Tower Striker is a strength game. Monster Toss Live is just free throws with a monster, which is, you know, free throws, whatever. You know, everyone's done that arcade game before. But the Chocobo Racing one is roll your Gasol Greens down the track as motivation for your bow as it speeds to the finish line. Has that been at another one? Because I don't understand that. What is that? Like, what is it actually?
We have live baby chicks. It's Chocobos.
What, you just throw feed in front of them? Get your ass to the end there. Making it sound like this is just... You roll a ball. Oh, you roll a ball into a hole. And depending on which hole you landed in, it moves a certain number of spaces, apparently. I never played one of those. Sounds... Oh, wait a minute. No, see, I've played ones like that, but I've done it with, like, the water shooters, where you have to aim it at the bullseye.
Yeah, like, that's all I'm used to at, like, state fairs, is that.
Never, like, throwing... Like, I've played it with water shooters, but not any other one. But now it's starting to sound a bit familiar. I just never played that one. Just never my style.
I just want real baby chicks that actually do races that you just...
Dude, those things are going to be scarred by the time they're done. Not, like, physically, but, like, emotionally. Yeah. You fucking suck! I got the shitty one! Get your ass in there!
It's going to be a shitty one. That just does work every 5 races, and then just takes a break.
We're in Vegas, you know how much I put on you? I brought $10 whole. Good times.
Great times.
Okay, now I understand what it is. Yeah, I've never played a skee ball race before. I've just never done it. So, I had no childhood, I guess. Sounds like the Party Finder. Yeah, take that exact quote. You're the fucking worst! It's the exact. You don't even have to change the quote at all. You know how much I have riding on this duty? Got 10 minutes before the reset.
We're not getting the clear.
We're not getting the clear. That's it.
We're not getting the clear.
Just gotta accept it. They can just rename that the Party Finder.
Yep.
Real life Party Finder. Yeah, so we got a bunch of different events. I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't actually participate in too many. I spend so much of the time either at the panels. So, like, standing in line for other things, unless the lines are really short, I'm always afraid of not being sitting for the panels and stuff like that, or, like, going to get food or talking to people or whatnot. But I feel like this is a really good spread of activities. So they did a great job coming up with unique ideas. No fucking 72-man front lines like the first one, which was a goddamn disaster. No speedrunning dungeons like the first one, which... the dungeon speedruns, in theory, should have been good, but when I realized that most people were doing one pull at a time, I was like, okay, yeah. This is not good. No actual feast. They're just going to only have the feast be for the regional championship.
Yep.
So I think these are more fun anyone can do at activities, and I think they did a good job coming up with the activities this year and really throwing their own flair on it. Yeah, your favorite one. Sly, what would it take for you to get in the line for the Kugane Tower climb? And for me to record it?
Me to be as drunk as possible, which I don't plan on getting as drunk as possible there. Because, no, I'm old.
He didn't say he wouldn't do it. He said he doesn't plan on it.
No. It's just not going to happen. No.
That smile says otherwise, Sly.
No. Absolutely not.
That smile says otherwise. You almost sound like you think it's a great idea.
I think it's a horrible idea.
I think you know it's a horrible idea, but it's like the Grinch. You had a wonderful, awful idea. We got Sly Grinch. Okay, him taking me to Hooters, I won't do it. So
yeah, see, that's something that will not happen.
Pretty much any other condition I might chip in for, not for that.
Like, so even if I would have succeeded and
I wouldn't go to Hooters with you if you succeeded. No.
Okay, all right.
Granted, that's one of those bets I could feel like I could make in good conscience that I would never have to make good on it. But, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like a 1% chance of it actually happening, but he wouldn't even take that risk, you know?
It'd be like if you win it, I have to dress up as Waka with a blitzball.
You know, that's not that bad.
But I hate blitzball. And Waka's racist.
He is.
Yeah, so it's two things I really don't want involved with me. and I'll do both. Just be like, those damn Albeds. Them and their machina. Dude, fucking fly, I can't hit him. Actually, I don't think it's a fly, I think it's something else. Okay. Anyway.
Well, yeah, those are the events or activities posted for FanFest next week. Please look forward to it. Hi.
And yeah, I don't know what we're doing for next week's show. I still don't know if we're doing a Tuesday show and then, like, I don't know, doing something later. I don't know, because if we do next week's show, literally it's 2 days before registration, 3 days before the show, and the only thing we really have to go over is Pyros again. Like, a weekend of Pyros is like the only thing we could reasonably talk about.
So do we take a break and come back with a jam-packed show?
I mean, we have a lot of jam-packed shows because we probably want to talk about the actual keynote, the live letter. The keynote and the live letter, I don't even know if we can fit that in a show. Like, we might need to do, like, 2 shows that we might need to do Tuesday and Friday that week.
That's the case, yeah.
Oh, wait, well, we can't because it's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's Thursday, so I'd assume we wouldn't want to do Friday because, you know, family time. I mean, not that, you know, day after is itis day. It's leftover turkey sandwich day. Or for me, ham sandwich, because I'm doing ham. Honey-baked ham. Oh, so good.
I might just do a fucking steak.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a lot of shows. It's going to be a lot of jam-packed shows. But I don't know what we want to do next week. We're going to have, I'd say we leave that tentative. We're probably going to end up skipping next week's show. Maybe bring back a segment or something.
We'll keep you posted.
We'll keep you posted about that one. But on that note, I think we can wrap up the show. You can do your anime night. I can pass the fuck out.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right. So before we do our sign-offs, I just want to remind everyone that every week we do have a Steelseries giveaway. They sponsor my channel. They sponsor State of the Realm, and they give us free shit every month. So if you want to enter for a chance to win that, go to the YouTube video. You can go to last week's at this point, or you can wait till this one comes out tomorrow. And go to the description and enter the Gleam giveaway that is there. It is for one prize worth $79.99 USD or less, but as long as Steelseries ships to your country, then you are eligible to enter. You don't need to be from the US. It's $79.99 USD, and there's quite a few decent things that you can get from that. So thank you to Steelseries for sponsoring my channel and this show, because free shit is something everybody likes. We also have to thank our patron sponsors, of course, Sly.
Yes, we do.
I've fixed up the list a little bit this week.
Good.
I feel like there's still probably a few things that are off, but I went through a bunch of names and made sure that took out some old ones, you know, made sure to add in some new ones. But of course, we got to start with our patrons of light for that one, and for that we have to start with Khuja Cross on Jenova, who always provides us with some good-looking screenshots. This one, not Mnemes. This one's pretty straightforward, but always looking good. So thank you for Khuja Cross for being a patron of light, as always. And we also have Kurenai, who decided to provide me with a Final Fantasy XIV image this week, and of one of my favorite things, Namazu. What? I love the Namazus. It's also looking like maximum edge. Kern, I got that samurai edge right there. Yeah. He's gonna make some cat, dude. He's gonna cook that. He's gonna cook those Namazu for what's her name, for Serren. She's just mouth watering right now. Got that legacy tattoo on the back of the neck, the OG. Looking good, looking good. So thank you to our 2 patrons of light for supporting, but we also have a bunch of other patrons. I got the list right here. All right, so we have to thank our standard sponsors for State of the Realm. We have Carol, Ray, Senchi, Shadowlink on Tomberry, Dom, Asuka Wake from Jenova, Lemillion Eller of Midgard's Armor, Serren the Fennel family, Janhyua Yotsuyu, Kifka and the Great Eagles from Exodus, Darkgraver, Katayoshi, Skia Symphonia from Ragnarok, Rylanator, Westaus the Purple Warrior, Eadric Redsteele, Lexxie Valentine, Mantaru the Rivivus FC from Zodiark, Sour Cream and Tribes from Jenova, Rynoet Chikara, Gauisha Valfern of Serren, Phoenix Down, FC on Goblin, and Serren from Zodiark. We also have our elite State of the Realm sponsors. We have Alchemy, Shinka, Casual Heroes FC on Midgard's Armor, Tatachitaka on Hyperion, Kano Uzuki of Jenova, Starla on Coral, Sathal, Sarah Frost from Behemoth, Holy Tabasco, Red Thorn, and Zodiark, Crass 015, Mustang, Serenity FC on Ultras, Kat Kazuma, Ignis Farragon from Excalibur, Valestra of Famfrit, Noct Quarters from Excalibur, Krovos from Moonscar, Private Mikey, Notting Kirasame, Rudy Rudiger, Tin Colossus, Rawl Jr., and Kiltastic Jones. Thank you to our sponsors over on Le Patreon.
Thank you so much for combating hashtag demonetized.
And you know what else, Sly?
What else?
Time for you to say goodbye for this week.
Oh.
Not for good. That'd be fucked up. Imagine I told you were fired right now. Sad news, man.
Sad face. Sad face.
Sad face. Yeah, sorry. We only let people level 40 plus in Pyros be on this show. You're only 39, so just couldn't allow it.
Damn it.
Also, only people who are willing to do the Kugane Tower live at FanFest.
See, really?
There you go. It's the only ones allowed on the show. I mean, it was in the fine print. You should have read it 4 years ago, you know?
Right. Before we even knew about Kugane.
Yeah, no, we knew. Yeah. I promise.
Yeah. Okay.
You got anything you want to say to the people before we end the show? Like a sign off?
Hi, I'm Sly. I played too many goddamn video games, and I don't have time to play these video games because I'm at cons. So you can find me on twitch.tv/Slyakagreyfox whenever I'm here. Twitter at Slythefox, youtube.com/thevelvetroom, facebook.com/Slyakagreyfox, Instagram.com/Slyakagreyfox07. This week I'm going to be at Onicon starting Thursday through Sunday, and then next week is FanFest. So between the next 2 weeks, I'll only be streaming for 3 days.
Fun times.
Great times. Happy, what about you? Where can they find you?
You can find me at twitch.tv, youtube.com, twitter.com, facebook.com, and instagram.com, or in the Instagram app at Mr. Happy 1227. And I got, let's see, what do I got? I got Pyros. Fortuna for Warframe comes out this week, so I got to get the Garuda frame because as a 14 player, how can I not go get Garuda frame? Got Chaos Raids and Maple Story 2 coming out this week. Final Fantasy 11 has free login starting on November 9th. I feel like I'm missing something in what my week is supposed to have. I mean, World of Final Fantasy Maxima.
Every time, like,
because there's so many things. World of Final Fantasy Maxima came out today, so I need to download the DLC pack for that and do the new stuff. Spyro comes out soon. So many things. FanFest, it's gonna be busy.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, you know, I'll eat and then I'll stream. So probably stream on Thanksgiving, to be honest, but you know, because Mel and I'll have dinner in the evening and then I'll stream during the day. So yeah, it's we got busy times coming up, so a lot of streams, a lot of streams coming up soon. But anyway, on that note, I think we can wrap up the show, Sly.
Yes, we can.
All right.
we will let you know about next week if we will have a show or not. We'll let you know via Twitter and whatnot. So keep your eyes posted at either my Twitter or Mike's. At Mr. Happy 1227 at Slythefox.
I'm gonna punch you in the face, cat. He's scratching the carpet.
And thanks for coming out to this week's State of the Realm. We hope to see you either next week or whenever we see you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then take care.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Okay, we're good.
That was the weirdest. Aloha. I will punch you in the face.
I will punch you in the face, Aloha.
Wow.
It's just scratching the fucking carpet. I will fight you, cat. He's gonna have a miserable time tonight because we got our bed frame in, so now he's used to just walking onto the bed. Now he's gonna have to put some effort into that shit. Gonna have to jump up, his little fat ass. Or he's gonna sleep under the bed. One of the two. We'll see. We'll see which one happens, but he's probably going to want to jump into the bed knowing him. He likes to sleep where Mel's legs are supposed to be and make her as uncomfortable as possible. He's a little shitter. And he used to jump onto our old bed and sleep in that one, so when we had our old bed frame, so he's probably just going to do more of the same here. He also had like a tall climbing tower that he would jump off the tower onto the bed and just land directly on my nuts. Just literally jump from the top of the tower onto the bed with no regard for what was there and just crush my testicles. Last thing you want is a 17-pound cat jumping fucking 2 paws forward right onto your balls.
That does not sound good at all.
No. That's why we don't have that tower anymore. That's the Kugane jump tower right there. He's just aiming for the lamp. He's just aiming for the lamppost. Oh my god, Aloha.
Oh wow.
That's a painful jump, let me tell you that much. Oh my god. I mean, sometimes like he'll just jump on Mel's legs, but for me, he just aims a little further. I actually sleep further like down the bed sometimes because I like to like I'm a pillow cuddler, so like I like hold my pillow. So but in order to get the right angle, I like move my body further down so my legs are like practically hanging off. So it just gives him a better angle. He's just like, "Well, that's where I'm jumping." So you're fucked. Thanks, cat. Thank you so much.
Love you, cat.
Yep. Yep. Oh man. Anyway, I'm fucking tired, Sly. I have these kimchi nachos for dinner, and then I think I'm gonna pass out.
Kimchi nachos and then more itis.
Dude, I bought a pound of pickles. There's this place called Johnny's in LA, and they make like really good pastrami. And they no, this is post show.
This is post show.
Yeah, it's post show. You guys are part of this. And while I was there, while we were on our way there, Mel mentioned you could actually straight up buy pickles from them. And so I got a nice hot pastrami sandwich with some hot mustard, some American cheese, and then I got a pound of pickles to go. So I have a pound of pickles downstairs.
That's a lot of pickles.
I like sour food, dude. I have a pound of warheads.
You like sour shit. I just don't like sour shit.
I love sour shit. Dude, somebody asked me why I hate people who like pineapple on pizza, and I was like, I don't hate them. They're just wrong.
They're just wrong.
And I said the reason why they actually don't like pineapple on pizza. And they were like, what the fuck do you mean they don't like it? I was like, they don't give a shit what the pineapple is on. They just want pineapple. They just want something sweet. They don't care what it's like people who really like ketchup. They don't care what the fuck they're pairing the ketchup with. They just really like ketchup. So they put it with fucking everything. Like those are the people who put ketchup on eggs, steak, oh god, I remember some really disgusting thing I heard somebody using ketchup with. trying to remember what it was. It was something fucking gross. Yeah, there are people who are like that with mayonnaise. They'll use any excuse to put their favorite thing on, or put something that like matches what their palate wants. Ketchup laced potato chips are disgusting. I don't care what anyone says. Tequila brought us some from Canada, and I was like, this is fucking disgusting. Why do you like this? And he's like, it's a delicacy. And I'm like, no. No, you don't. No, it isn't.
No.
Anyone who puts ketchup on steak needs to be taken out back and put down. All right? And, you know, we'll put you down with mustard just to rub it in. Just so you can have the wrong condiment when you die. Like, I've seen ketchup on pizza.
There's already sauce on pizza. What the fuck do you need ketchup?
There's already a tomato sauce there, and they still want ketchup. Too many tomatoes. Too many different ways of using tomatoes there. No, it's my business now, Bjorn. See, I'll do hot sauce on pizza. Especially like day old pizza with either like ranch dressing or hot sauce. Because at that point, the pizza's like subpar. So at this point, I just want to finish it because it's in my fridge. But I'll do hot sauce or like, because sometimes I'll get wings and I'll get pizza and I'll have like leftover like ranch. And so the cold pizza with the ranch is okay. I had a barbecue wing sauce pizza once. Oh, you had barbecue wing. I don't like chicken on pizza. I don't think it's wrong.
I don't mind it. I
don't think it's wrong, but it's just too dense of a protein for me on a pizza. I'm already dealing with all this dough, and the last thing I kind of want on. I mean,
I can do it with all the other meats too. Like that's
chicken for me is just not. It's just not the right protein for me on a pizza. I don't know why. Like, I'm okay with, like, beef or pepperoni or, like, any... But for some reason, chicken just... It's too busy. I think I want my bites to be, like... I feel like when there's chicken on pizza, it's like one of those toppings that drags cheese with it, like, when you bite it, because it's just, like, protruding out of the top of a pizza.
And see, that's the thing. Like, we have Blaze Pizza. It's like the Chipotle.
I know what Blaze Pizza is. We have them in LA, too.
Yeah, okay. So, I usually get, like, all the fucking meats. Mushroom, like chopped garlic, and it is like the weightiest pizza you will ever like.
See, that's the thing. I just don't want like a super weighty pizza.
I can do weighty pizza.
It's too much. Like there's already breading, there's already cheese. Like it's already got like a base version of pizza. It's very simple, but it's got a lot of flavor profiles going in there. You start sticking too much on there, and it's just, why did I even order pizza? You know, why didn't I just get something else? I want to enjoy the tomato sauce and the cheese. And now I got all this shit on there, and I don't know what to do. And then you got Chicago people who don't even know the difference between a casserole and a real pizza. And they didn't even know how to put the sauce on properly. Like, oh, it goes on second. I'm like, no, it doesn't. The cheese goes on second. Ask Italians. Don't even go to New York. Just ask real Italians. You're wrong. I'll never forgive Mel for paying $40 for that Chicago-style pizza. I'll never forgive him for it.
Oh, I remember that $40 pizza.
Oh, man.
And I remember when you tried to give me the sad pizza. It's like, here, I got some pizza. Like, no, you don't. There's nothing on this pizza. Where's the pepperoni? There's nothing on this pizza. It was a sad pizza.
For me, I think Chicago is sad pizza.
It's not that sad.
It's pretty sad. Just don't call it pizza, and I'm fine. Call it a casserole. Because that shit's just, it's gross and it's too busy. Sly, it's called a margarita. Oh, man. All right, Sly. I'm gonna go.
All right, wait.
Eat my dinner. Yeah, I'm gonna go eat my dinner
Okay.
now that we're done with post show. And yeah, so thanks everyone for joining us again. This will be up on YouTube tomorrow, as per usual. If you joined us late, and go enjoy your Pyros. Go enjoy it?
Question mark.
Pan pizza is better than deep dish. I'll give you that because it's like deep dish, but not soup. Yeah. But not soup. Okay. Anyway, Sly, we'll figure it out, and then I'll tell you what we're doing, if we're doing a Tuesday show or not. And
sounds good.
And yeah, you have a good evening with your mangoes and your Amenes.
Good. You go sleep.
I will. I'm gonna go watch Morgana tell me to go the fuck to sleep right now, so I can go to sleep.
Go the fuck to sleep.
All right, everyone, have a good evening. Sly, have a good evening. We'll see you later.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Okay, I hung up on him. Goodbye.